In today's video, we're going to take a look at Nvidia's personality after it reports earnings. To help us do this, I'm using the Smarter Earnings Indicator. This is a free indicator that we built together. It's available at our website, tosindicators.com. I'll leave a link to the exact download URL in the description box below. Now, the Smarter Earnings Indicator helps you understand how to trade whatever market you're looking at the day after it actually reports earnings. So in Nvidia's case, we had earnings reported today after the close, and earnings for all intents and purposes was a beat. Estimated was 70 cents a share, actual came in at 81 cents a share. Now so far, after market, it looks like we're going to open a little bit lower than where we closed. If we were to take a look at some of our gap down stats, we can see that over the past 5 years, we've had 4 times in which we've gapped down, and 4 of those 4 times we've filled that gap when we had an earnings beat. So tomorrow, if we do gap down, I'm looking for that gap to get filled. That's the first thing. The second thing is if this gap ends up reversing this move down, and we actually end up turning up, let's say opening above 145.89, meaning we open above where we closed today. That would be our gap and go bullish. And here we can see that 6 out of 6 times over the past 5 years, we've seen that gap and go move for an average move about $1.64. So that gives us 2 different scenarios that we can play. One is if we gap down, continue to see price open closer to that 144 mark. Then we're looking for that gap to get filled. And if instead we see price open near 145.89 or even a little bit higher, then we're looking for this gap and go type of scenario, given that we've had this beat. Now this was looking at 5 years worth of data. What if we expand this to the max available data? This accounts for Nvidia even before this recent run up. This now looks at 69 total earnings compared to the 20 earnings that we were looking at. And we take a look at the same patterns, and those continue to hold true. The gap downs tend to get filled on earnings beats. And for our gap and go bullishes, we can see that that tends to happen more often than not also on earnings beats. So we have 2 different strategies based on where Nvidia opens tomorrow morning. If we open below where we closed, I'm looking for that gap down to be filled. If we open at or near where we closed today, 145.89, or even slightly above it, I'm looking for a gap and go in that bullish direction. We can see the average bullish move here, 43 cents. And if you wanted to zoom in a little bit closer to specific earnings, you could do that as well. You can also use the chart bubbles on the chart to study specific either gap down fills or the gap and goes. You can see the gap and goes are yellow chart bubbles, and all of the gap fills are cyan chart bubbles. I hope you found this video helpful for those of you looking to trade Nvidia earnings. One more time, I'll leave a link to the Smarter Earnings Indicator in the description box below. Take care, everyone. Good luck trading, and I'll see you in our next update.